Hello, good evening, everyone. We'll be starting our session in very shortly. Today we started offline session in class. Hope you all can see. If you would all of would have come, it would have been even better. Hello, good evening, everyone. Hi. We'll be starting our session in very shortly. Today we started offline session in class. Hope you all can see. Sir, we have actually muted. Can you hear me now? Parthu sir, can you just confirm us? Can you hear us properly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you, sir. In a short time, we'll be starting our session. Thank you all. I request everyone to just wait for a minute.
Keep speaking. Keep speaking. Keep speaking something. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Please
Hope you can
keep
hear us.
speaking. Let it not get dead silent.
Okay,
Till
sir.
the
Okay,
program
okay.
starts, I show something and do something till the program starts.
Sure, sir. Sure. What we can keep engaging. We can ask. We request everyone to introduce yourself. People who have joined online.
No, you
Starting from
you can talk on the latest achievements, or you can talk on the current affairs. You talk on something. Tell a story.
Sir, 1 minute. I'll be just connecting 1 minute.
Is Prasanna there?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, Prasanna, how is you? I mean, you are into the new company. What is the name of the company?
Can I asking? Sir, now currently working for open technology.
We can't hear. We can't hear. We can't hear.
Sir, currently I'm working for Open Financial Technology.
Open
Financial Technology.
Open Financial Technology.
Yes. So we are
What exact?
we are a fintech company, and we are the Asia's first neo banking solutions.
Neo banking solutions. That is the new trend.
Basically, We provide solutions for all business people from end to end. We provide business banking, payment solution, as well as automated accounting. So currently, we are working with around 18 plus banks pan India, and so we are the affiliate partner for NPCI. So we are building a lot of UPI technology for them. Yeah, it's completely like a fintech company.
Some
like,
video is coming.
You know about Razorpay. Sorry.
Which one? Which one?
So like you've seen a Razorpay, PayUmoney, PhonePe, Paytm. Similar kind of a different business. I mean, like space we are doing. So it's completely like fintech company. Yeah.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's session. Disciple India Learning Forum, as you all aware, it's a learning platform for corporate individuals. For this session, I request everyone to keep silence of your phone. If you get any emergency call, request you can go out and you can take your call. This is a sincere request from our side. And these are the today's agenda. We'll be discussing, we'll be showing some videos about Disciple India journey, and then we'll have a guest lecture. After that, we have a vote of thanks, and then we are closing our sessions. Now I request everyone in the forum, will be playing our state anthem. I request everyone to stand up and honor the record. Thank you. Jai Bharat Jananiya Tanujati, Jaya He Karnataka Mate, Jaya Sundari Nadi Madhukaranadi, Jaya Neela Samushi Kadadi, Bhumi Viyanamu Jagatamari, Nandana Chandana Vantiragani, Rama Madhusudana Bharat Jananiya Tanujati, Jaya He Karnataka Mate, Jananiya Jogula Vedana Ghosha, Jananiya Jiva Murinna Vesha, Masurina Kirikaya Sare, Minnaya Tornina Mare, Kavira Bhatangala Bhuta Madhyanuta Bharat Jananiya Tanujati, Jaya He Karnataka Mate, Shankara Ramanuja Vidyaranya Basaveshwara Bhattara Vidyaranya Ranga Sharat Sharikanna Pankaj Bhumipati Janna Kumara Rasara Mandala Kavi Koriya Bala Punya Nanakara Nanda Kavira Bharata Jananiya Tanujati, Jaya He Karnataka Mate, Srilaka Vaisala Radita Nadi, Kankana Chakanagani, China Veeru, Krishna Saravati Kunda, Kaviriya Pararanga, Chaitanya Paramahamsa Hindu, Krishna, Musalmana, Gaura, Sikha, Jaina, Rudyara. Jagapada holo, koi gara bhama, nayaka vairi karama. Kannada nudi kudigaruva deha, kannada kariya muktaya deha. Jai Bharata Jananiya Karunati, Jaya Jai Karnataka Mate, Jaya Sundara Nadi Nadi, Jaya Jai Sanshikhalati, Jai Bharata Jananiya Karunati, Jaya Jai Karnataka Mate. Yeah, thank you very much. You are all aware, Disciple India Learning, this is our vision. We are a vision to excel, focused on fulfilling learning destination for a new age goal aspiration. And now we will play our Disciple India Learning journey video. This video explains a small brief about Disciple India Learning. Now we'll see a journey of Disciple India Learning Forum. Disciple India Learning Forum is a purely platform for a joy of learning to the learners. And we'll see a video of a clear journey of Disciple India Learning Forum. This learning forum we started in 2018, January.
మళ్ళీ రింగ్ అయితే మళ్ళీ ఎత్తుకుంటారు. అయింది నాకు ఒకసారి కొట్టేసి ఏదో జరగదుంది. కాంట్రాక్ట్ గురించి ఎవరో వచ్చేదో చెప్తారా బిజినెస్ లెవెల్లో.
This is the journey of our 2018. Now we'll see our 2019 journey is a simple video. Dil Forum 2020 year is a very special year. We upgraded our sessions more of into a virtual, and most of our session we made it in virtual. Only few one or two videos we made it live sessions. So after this all virtual sessions, today is again live session we are starting. I thank everyone for joining these sessions again, and we'll see our 2020 journey. These are videos which explains our last 3 years journey. But practically on my experience, I strongly feel live sessions are better than virtual sessions. Where virtual session, our connect is less compared to our live sessions, and our networking is also very less, and our learning ability also is better in live sessions. So I request people who are all in virtually connected, I request in next class at least you please come for the live sessions. So that gives more learning experience. And this is our learning committee members team. We are under advisory Mr. Dr. A. Suresh, and our team president Mr. Prasanna Nayak, vice president Mr. Ranganidhi. In today's session, he has not participated. He is engaged on his theater sessions today. He's a very good theater artist. And myself, I'm a secretary for this committee. And we have a joint secretary, Mr. Manjesh, and our treasurer, Mr. Shiva Prasad. And we have a joint treasurer, Mr. Parthos Matai. So this is our team. And I welcome all of you for today's session about the contract management. We all work in many organizations, and we have seen a lot of different contracts, but definitely a contract management is a very different, and every organization, it has a contract legal and logistics, and people who outside come and work in the organization. So even more in depth of this contract management, we learn in today's session. I request Ms. Padmavati to introduce our guest lecturer to the forum. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very good evening, all. Myself, Padmavati. I'm a skills trainer and coordinator of the Skills India group. Hope all of you are doing fine. I welcome you all for today's session on Introduction to Contract Management by our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Vijaya Krishna B, CEO and Director of Dunwich Contracts Private Limited, also known as Just a Contract. He is a contract and legal management expert who has 20 years of experience in it. 4 years he has practiced as an advocate, and 16 years he has worked with corporate in contract management. He has been awarded with special IACCM Executive Award in 2018 for the innovative approach in contract management, and had received Recovery Champion Award in 2015. In contracts, he has drafted and reviewed several types of contracts across all industries. In litigation, he has successfully handled court cases and arbitration. He has also successfully developed several contract management and business development processes. He has efficiently handled several claims and recovered more than $2 million through contracts and claims management. He has also conducted many contracts management trainings. He has done contractual audit for projects and suggested corrective measures. He has a degree of academic law from Andhra University in March 1999 and degree of law from Andhra University in July 2000. He holds a certification from managing legal risk through leading contracting models, management of contracts, claims and resolution of disputes from FIDIC March 2009, Franklin Covey on 7 Habits of the Highly Effective People Training Program, and ISO awareness. His skill sets are finding solutions for complications, logical and innovative thinking, aptitude for learning new areas as per the requirements and succeeding, positive attitude, and team player. As I told you, he's been awarded with special IACCM Executive Award in 2008 for the innovative approach in contract management. So now we can see the award winning video.
Finally, we're delighted to present a special award this year, and I'm going to ask Tim to come up and just give you a little bit of background as to why he and I felt that this particular individual and this particular submission really warranted special accreditation.
Indeed. So, one of the fundamental components of ICCM since its beginning has been about well-being, encouraging diversity. It has been around creating global standards and principles. As you know, it's very much about the integrity of trading relationships. And in order to achieve that, we need those who are true promoters, disciples, missionaries almost for this cause, really trying to create global standards, global principles. That's not always an easy path to follow. And in this particular case, we were particularly impressed by the work that this individual had undertaken in India. As you know, a highly populated country. And that has traditions of common law. It also has a slightly idiosyncratic legal system for those who have actually done work and undertaken contracting in India. Contracting in India is not something that's really recognized as particularly good or important discipline. It tends to be more relational culture because of the time it takes for anything from get to call. It certainly is not being seen as a practical method of transacting business. It's therefore tend to be very much really a bureaucratic requirement rather than actually something to see business value. That is changing. It's slow. And recognizing Vijay, who I'd like to ask up on the stage there, we wanted to particularly acknowledge the work, the inspiration you're giving, and the personal sacrifices which you will make in generating a recognition of the principles and practices and values that contracting brings. Vijay in particular has worked closely with us, leading Indian newspapers to promote articles, to have columns that are really promoting developing understanding of the role of contracting in what is, after all, one of the most significant trading nations of the world. So I wanted to acknowledge you, thank you, and make this so important.
Thank you, like to say a few words.
Thank you very much. I'm a big fan of IACCM for past 5 to 6 years, exactly. I'm also a fan of Professor Molo. So, it's a great dedication that because this contracts management, good contracts management can increase profits and reduce losses. The IACCM was dedicated with their surveys, with their trainings, and with the recognitions and all these areas. And one survey which made me to start my company, saying that the whole world is losing 9.2% revenue shortfall because of poor contract management. So why? So what is poor and what is good? Only poor. So we get into so many contracts daily, the terms and conditions, but if I have a good terms and conditions, the solutions are captured, the problems are zero. And the second point, once you enter the contract, wow, very good book, put it in the cover. So I think the problem starts. But you should make sure that you follow the summary of the contract, the terms and conditions, your listing, schedules, documentation is clear. So again, you will reduce the profits and reduce the costs. And third point, so once all these documentations are there, so you can make your claims, your documentation proper and settled. This exercise I already implemented in my other company, and I recovered around 2 million. Where my team said, this money, so we will not pay you. I did not do any rocket science here, just understood the concept, understood the problem, where it went wrong, just address it by putting names and build up proper documentation, sit across the table and simple. No reason, no Dadagiri, nothing, just casual settlement, or we are invoking a dispute, but we didn't want the business. So I committed to ensure the good contract management continues forever. Hope you all understand. No? Thank you very much, all of you.
Yes, congratulations, sir. Yes, without taking much of your time, I would like to hand over the session to our guest speaker. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
No, sir.
It's okay. Hi, thank you. I think it's a wonderful evening. Right?
Yes.
Good. So I don't want to go on speaking. I just want the interactive speaking here, because what we are trying to do is to be implemented by you guys so that you can take advantage of this session. Hope you are all there with me.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Firstly, my sincere thanks to Disciples India and all of you, please, for ourselves, Disciples India. And it's really great job. And thank you very much for this session. So, next slide. Are you giving the question? I will take it. Okay. So in this session, we will be discussing on two important points. Point number one, that we all deal with contracts.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
How many knows? No? No? No?
Partially yes.
Partially.
No.
Partially yes, partially no. Okay. Note it down. Okay. That is point number one. And point number two, why? Why we should know about this contract? By the end of the session, I'm sure Shiv will say, yes, sir, I agree, and we have to do it more better. Let us go with it. Next slide, please. So this is a classic example of to answer Shiv's question, like partially yes, partially no. You can see how many of us generally we will lend money to somebody without any documentation, right? Generally, 10 rupees to 1,000 rupees or 1 lakh or something. And generally 90% the amount will come, 90%, because we are friends, it goes off. But 10%, bye-bye, see you will happen. But besides of you continuously following up, Besides, you send everything reminders. And after 3 years, if you see, according to law, you cannot claim that amount even. So that is point number 1. Point number 2, you see our credit cards. You don't pay credit card for 3 months, and 4th month you come and talk to me. Your life will be miserable. And after 3 years, if you see our credit cards, they will take double of the amount. So this is contract. So everyone enters into the contract in one way or other way. Next slide. So now, little bit depth in Shiv's answer. Contracts are 2 types. So we will say, Shiv is saying that, okay, I don't agree that I entered into a contract. So oral contract is also a contract. So that's the reason we all entered into a contract. So what is a contract? Means an agreement enforceable by law is a contract. So what is an agreement? Every promise and set of promises forming together for consideration is called an agreement. So next. So the contract, even though you don't sign, even though Shiv is saying that partially, he cannot say partially because every contract, the promise is there. The whole system is working on that contract practice. I will explain in detail, but here the requirements to make it as a contract is an offer, acceptance, consideration, and legally enforced. So here, Shiv has offered me to come here to deliver the guest lecture on contracts management. So I accepted it. There is done. So consideration, yes, and it's legally binding and it's legally permitted. So it's a contract. So it's an oral contract. So how many of you are aware that oral contracts, these are the oral contracts? Yes or no? How many knows? All knows? Good. So that's what the next is. So another important point, there are 2 stages in every contract. That can be oral, that can be written, you sign, you stamp it, you seal it, whatever you want to do, you do it. But there are 2 stages. First stage is, before I enter into a contract, I should understand what it is, and then I should sign it. Then I should follow it. For example, Disciples India contract I entered. For what? For delivering this lecture. And if I don't deliver it, what is the use? So that is the concept. So that is called the post-pitch. Let us understand in detail. Now Shiv cannot never say that he will never enter into a contract. Next slide, please. Now itself, I'll make sure that you are saying yes. Okay. Shiv, can you see this? Here. So, did you not taken any receipt till now? I've taken. All of us?
Yes.
How many of you agree it's a contract?
I don't think it's a contract.
Huh?
I don't think it's a contract.
Very good. How many? Is it a contract? I didn't sign, right? Nobody signed it, right? Is it a contract?
No.
No?
Yes.
100%? Good.
No terms.
Go back. Go back. So, contract, it comes according to the law or across the world, the concept is running. The concept is that there is an offer. Offer, acceptance, consideration, and legal enforcement. So now again come back to the receipt. So here, is there an offer? You said you taken your vehicle there and said, I'm going to park in your place. So that person said, okay, you pay 30 rupees, you paid. So acceptance is over. So consideration 30 rupees is there. And you're legally, there's no restriction that you should not park there. He is having his receipt from the authorities that he can allow parking. So now it's a contract?
Yeah, technically it's a contract.
Technically, that's what I'm trying to explain. Promise means there's a promise. Even though we don't sign, the promises also as contracts. Even though we don't have terms and conditions read and understood, agreed, but it's a contract. But here you see the terms and conditions, parking at owner's risk. Means what? You park your vehicle and that vehicle, you can go back a little bit front. And that vehicle got damaged. So whether the vendor will give you money, again go back to the parking business. So demonstration, clear demo. 3 Idiots movie here. So the
If you didn't sign, how can it become a contract?
so have you heard this? Have you heard the Ramayana? After hearing Ramayana, you can ask who is Sita and how is she related to Rama? So the point again, let's go back again for you. So again go back. So this is the important concept again. Again, I'm saying you, this is very important concept. As you rightly said, we are all not aware. Until unless I became contract management expert, I also don't know. But the point here is, and contract clearly says an act, our Indian Contract Act 1872 clearly says section 2H, you can Google it also. Every agreement enforceable by law is a contract. Every agreement enforceable by law is a contract. So there is an agreement, it can be enforceable by law, then it becomes a contract. So what is an agreement? Every promise. Promise means what? The offer, acceptance, consideration is a promise. Every promise and set of promises. There are a couple of other promises. And forming consideration means money. And getting together is a contract. So that is the reason offer, acceptance, consideration, and legally enforceable is a contract. No doubt about it. This concept is across the world because everywhere we park the vehicles across the world. Everywhere go to the movie. So you go to, how many of you go to the movie theater? Have you ever seen a board called admission of right is reserved? Means what? There's a board. You've gone to the movie and you did whistling and all these things. And the other movie authority will say, you walk out. Can you say, I paid you money? Why you are asking me to go out? So that is a term and condition called admission of right is reserved. So our admission of right is reserved once we follow our ethics and rules. Everywhere the concept applies. So did I clear your question? Okay, next please. So the point, no, I think she is also agreed. Yeah. You agreed? Okay. Now the point here is two aspects that we discussed, two stages, pre-bid stage, post-bid stage, right? Pre-bid stage, I taken this parking receipt and clearly mentioned parking at Warmers. But generally what happens is 99% I say you, if anything happens to vehicle, we'll go and fight with that vendor, what the hell you are doing. That's across the world, not in our country, across the world, that is the concept it goes. But the truth here is, he is very clear, he allowed you to park, but he did safeguard your vehicle. And he is clearly mentioning in the term and condition that it's your risk dear, it's not my risk. You parked it. So how you can mitigate the risk in the pre-bid stage? Having comprehensive insurance policy. I have a full comprehensive insurance policy. So if I don't have the insurance policy, my risk is high. If I have insurance policy, no. This is called pre-bid stage. Let's go. Let's go to the post-bid stage. So now I parked my vehicle. That also got damaged here. Next. So now what I have to do? What I have to do? I need not fight with the vendor. Clearly, claim insurance number will be there. Take the insurance policy, report the claim that my vehicle has got accidented or dented, damaged, photographs. Surveyor will come, survey the vehicle, and you submit the claim form clearly with all the details of requirements. So, next. So, this is the post-bid stage. Can anybody explain me what is this?
Act of God, act of God.
So, if I don't read the insurance policy properly, my position will be this. And according to this movie, it's a very lovely movie. I love that movie. God will come and protect us. But here, now, can we expect God to come over here? Then our people will ask, where is his identity? Or where is his Aadhaar card? So there are the problems. But okay, now we will not ask God the Aadhaar card and all that. But the point here is, can we sustain? We can sustain in two management points. First is you understand your policy properly and then submit your claim properly within how many hours. So the insurance claim conditions will be there that I have to submit my insurance policy within 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours. If it's delayed, lapse. Next slide. Actually, I wanted that photo. You want to just I'm doing.
I've seen this movie in all languages.
Good. So now I'm saying one more important thing here. According to this movie, God came and supported you with regard to the terms and conditions. But here, just a contract is there to support you guys. We can certainly make the things done in our claims management and then submit it. This what is the contracts management all about. My dear friends, another important point you see, 200 million claims are being rejected every year across the world. You just type clear. It's not Vijay Krishna's writing. It's completely Google. I just type the insurance claim denial percentage. You can see 200 million claims. Why? Why are they getting rejected? Because the point here is you're not seeing the force majeure clauses, you're not seeing the timing clauses, you're not seeing what you're supposed to do. So within 4 hours you have to intimate, or 3 hours you have to intimate, or what exactly you have to do, and why you're taking the policy for what? Is the policy covered for the co-passengers? Is the policy covered for plastic items? Is the policy covered for other items? No, we don't want to spend time. That's the truth. So that's the reason 200 claims getting rejected. And this is the reality, harsh reality. My dear friends, you see a man committed suicide because he didn't got his 3 lakhs. He started going on, fighting for so many days. And afterwards, he has given up his life because he is unable to sustain the money pressure. And great, I think, say we are fortunate. After his death, the same company has given 3 lakhs plus another 3 lakhs to the family. In that system, yeah. Because the point here is the same person can submit a claim. The same person can submit his invoice properly. The same person can do it escalated properly, like suspension, termination, and dispute invocations, and he need not do it. So you can see the cases increasing because we don't understand the real concept, what I'm supposed to do, what you're supposed to do, and if we both are not able to do, what is the solution? So you can see the litigation, you can see the survey report. I think you people have seen the video. My company started with this survey report, where you can see 9.2% revenue shortfall. The company is shutting down. And why all these things are? Because we don't want to do it, because we don't know it. That's another part. So many of you said we don't know. And that's the truth. So say only one page, why so many pages? No, I don't want. So this many terms and conditions, no, not this much book. I want this big book. These are all our apprehensions, our thought processes. So everything will not happen. Sir, terms and conditions are there, sir. What, nothing will work like that. What, it will not work? Nothing will not work, sir. Terms and conditions documents are there. This is our things. But the point here is the document, whatever we are signing it and putting it somewhere, it's like a Bible guiding us. It says what you are supposed to do. I'll show you another slide. These are the clauses which says this is the problem, this is the solution available. Delayed payment. So you claim interest. So is not cost increase, you submit price variation clause. So the time increase, you submit extension of time. Cost increase, you submit a claim for extra cost. So you didn't file the returns or something like that, or statutory compliance, liable compliance is not followed. So you pay it and deduct from them. So the process is mentioned. So there's a force majeure event occurred. Now COVID-19, we are all facing the pandemic event. So what we have to do? We have to invoke the notice and say claim from the insurance, whatever loss, we have to quantify the loss. And we can claim from insurance. So all risk insurance policies are generally available for projects. And if he is not still doing, pay liquidated damages. And he abandoned the work, he didn't do the work, somebody else did half of the work. So get the work done from other contractor from his risk and cost, where his performance bank guarantee, everything will be available. So likewise, he's not doing properly, suspended. So these are all in the paper. So we have to follow the guidance is provided in these clauses. All the problems, solutions are being guided in generally a good contract. For example, you can take fine in a FIDIC contract and all that. So another important point here, so means we understood. So this is another important point. The concept of legal system is that, for example, if I say that Shiva has to give me 10 crores, and Shiva says, what nonsense you're talking? Okay, if I say and go to Suresh sir and say, sir, Shiva has to give me 10 crores. Suresh sir said, don't talk nonsense. It's a rubbish claim. Forget about it. Clearly denied. So the concept is I should come with clean hands. So the problem comes, what happens is if I go with a reasonable claim, so problem will be from my side, problem will be from the other side also. So if what the cases goes on for years together, what's the legal system? Legal system means cases goes for 20 years, 30 years. Means why? Because of this concept. So I go and say that you did mistake. So you say you did mistake. So I have to prove my mistake, you have to prove your mistake. Like that it goes on. So next point is it has to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. Beyond reasonable doubt. Means for example, I did some offense here in this room. All of you said, no, sir has done this. Unanimously, unilaterally saying that sir has done this. Sir has taken this mouse, we all see. It's the property of Disciples India. Example. So you don't penalize for this. Okay. So what I'm trying to explain here is it has out of court settlement. Good point. So it has to be proved beyond reasonable. That's another concept. And I have to prove it. How I should prove it? If I say this is my mouse, Disciples India says, sorry, sir, it's not your mouse. We are having a bill for it. And we bought from Logitech, and this is we are having a guarantee return also. Return policy is also there. 1 year warranty period is there. So it's not your mouse. So that is called documental evidence. And the second is oral evidence. Means, okay, fine. If I say they don't have this bill, invoice is not there. And you all come and say to the court and say, no, this Logitech is being used by Shiv sir. We are seeing it. This Logitech, whatever you say, they are using. So if it is proved in oral way, that is called this. So what all we do, it should have two things. One is risk and second is documentation and following. So whole contract concept, let me make it more easy for you guys. So this was big book, 1000 pages, 10 billion project, whatever it is. You have to achieve something, target. So you have to build a dam, or you have to build a property, or you have to do something. I have to deliver my lecture. I have to deliver the lecture acceptable to everyone. This is my target. And this target has to be achieved how? Why? How? What? This is a journey. So in this journey, with whom? So just a contract as a contract with Disciples India. And for what? The cost title sales. General. What is the general? Contracts and claims management. And operation. So today, 27, operating this lecture for 1.5 hour or 1 hour. And briefing about contracts and claims management. This is the operating. If I don't do it, that's what the boilerplate clause is. Everything is there. If I don't do it, so liquidated damages. So you ask penalty. The point here is, if generally I don't come to the session, and if it's like example, if 1 lakh session, payable session or something like that, and I don't come to the session, you'll call me. Everyone will call. But the point here is, the clause is clearly saying that if I don't come to the session, I have to pay 1 lakh to Disciples India. So I have to invoke, this is the session, you are not came here, and we are invoking 1 lakh, and we are not paying. But generally what happens? My payments will be stuck without sending the communication. And I might be having a genuine reason. So that might be the communication. I might be getting an heart attack. I couldn't attend. But I didn't communicate. They don't know it. And they are facing the heat because the session is getting postponed. So we discuss on this. These are the boilerplate clauses: delayed payment, force majeure, delay in work, or delay non-performance, delay statutory requirement. And another important point, 1 minute. So arbitration. So what is arbitration? Shiv, what is arbitration? Shiv? Okay. What is arbitration?
I believe arbitration is like where the discussion of the location.
Okay, carry on.
Any discussion taking place where you want to discuss on the particular clause in the two persons.
So it's sir.
That's another way of resolving the issue when it is not solved between the two parties.
Good. Any other points?
Or a middleman, something like person.
Now you are a little bit nearby. So the arbitration is appointing your own court. I need not go to the court and stand in the queue filing cases, go to the lawyer. I can make my court here in this office. So I can bring the court to my office. If I put a clause called, if any problem with Vijay Krishna and Disciples, just a contract and Disciples, so the arbitrator will be Shiv or Suresh sir as a senior advisor. He will guide and he will give the judgment. So whatever he gives the judgment, that is going to become like an equal order given by the courts. So the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 in India especially is very good, so that you can exercise, you can make your own court. And you can solve your problem. And you can also get an interim order. For example, I'm running out, for example, I have to pay 10 crores to Disciples India. And I'm traveling to UK tomorrow. So Disciples India can go to the arbitration firm or directly to the High Court immediately. Within 1 or 2 days, he can get a stay order saying that I cannot leave the city or the country. He's escaping without paying my 10 crores. So I can stop it. These are the interim orders. So generally we are in the notion that legal means 15 years, 20 years, too costly, all these things. But we can use it whenever we want in different directions. And whatever we want, we can do it. So by knowing the details of the legal language and all the other things.
This arbitration, does he have to be a judge or a lawyer or anything from the government, or
Any eligible criteria for
arbitration? Any person.
So the concept is, let us go a little bit in detail. Previously, with the legal system born, there are villages, and the village head is to solve the problem. What is his qualification? His qualification is take care of all the people, welfare, growth, problems, everything. That is his qualification. But unfortunately, there are so many negative points for this question that, okay, for example, Disciples India, we are having entering, and if Disciples, if a problem comes, only Disciples India has to solve it. Will I get justice? Like that. So, but there's no restriction, but there's a process. The panel of arbitrators are there. The courts are also there, but you can also make a named arbitrator of yours who knows more than the things and solve it. And he can follow the Arbitration Act complete process as a registration panel. So if you want to attract it, it's always going with the retired judges are always available. But you can always ensure that this person is also becoming an arbitrator and we can get the arbitrator thing and we can go with that thing. Previously, 2000, there's an amendment act which clearly restricts that retired judges and this panels has to be there in the arbitrators. But not exactly that much, but yes. Clear? So another thing, as we discussed about the suicide case, the contractor committing a suicide. The same contractor can say with regard to the payment clause, he can send it to the invoice according to the invoice, escalate it to the next levels. And if first any invoice has to go with a covering letter, I have to get this payment for what? What is this clause is talking about? And when you have to pay it. And the second letter, we will support you. Any clarifications you require from us, we will support you. Third letter, thanking them, understanding, supporting them. So these are the clarification you ask, we are doing it. So why this is documentation is required to go to new person and say, I did my job, I came with clean hands. That is the concept. Plaintiff should come with clean hands. He did his very reasonable as a prudent man that what he's supposed to do. What I'm supposed to do, if some accident occurs, what I'm supposed to do, I should not fight here. I should be calm, going with the exit plan, evacuate the building immediately, follow the safety procedures, go to the exit, nearest exit without rushing, pushing others. So as a common prudent man, I have to do it. Same way the legal concept applies. So likewise, if you go on putting the letters, I can prove it that I came with a clean hand. I communicated, I informed, but still he didn't pay. So next, still he is not paying. Then you can invoke the suspension. You can go for a termination. And before termination, don't do suspend, don't terminate, but you can talk and settle it. You can talk and settle it. So likewise, you can dispute. These are the communications. For letters, who is writing all this? Who will do it? Only fighting. So that is the concept. So can anyone say me for taking a good health what I'm supposed to? Suresh sir, for maintaining my good health what I should?
Follow a balanced diet.
Good. Next.
Exercise,
Next.
running, good sleep.
Huh?
Yoga.
Right.
Running,
Good. Warm water. Very good.
good sleep, sir.
Ah, good sleep. Okay. Beer and sleep. Okay. Fine. That's all.
You have to tell more.
But now you say me, what are the precautions that we can make sure our problems can be minimized less? Legal complications reducing. What is the precaution? Health we said 6 points. Now legally, can you say me? What is this? Because legal is also there because we are living in the society. According to the Aristotle, man is a social animal. We have to live with the society. So what is the legal precautions?
Understanding the state guidelines, living guidelines, road guidelines.
Good. Any other points?
Nowadays, COVID guidelines.
COVID guidelines. This is a very good point. Next. One more important point is there, my dear friends. That is called ignorance of law is no excuse. So we may not be knowing that if I hurt him, that section 324 of Indian Penal Code will apply. But we should know that I should not hurt. And there's another concept called intention and mens rea. Have you heard about mens rea? Anyone of mens rea? So this is one of the important concept. Mens rea means, for example, I just fell down on him like this. Okay, he got a grave hurt. But it's accident. Everyone is saying it's an accident. I slipped, but he got hurt. Am I punishable?
It's an accident, not punishable.
But if I intentionally go and hit him, same earth, again same earth, same death, is punishable. So another important point, look, I hurted him, but he fell on a transformer, and all the appliances there got destroyed, and several people died. Several people died in that whole scenario. So am I liable for everything? I should pay compensation to all the people, and all the damages, 10 crores damages was happened. 10 crores damage was occurred. So I had to pay for 10 crores. I only did it.
Your action, so your
Good point. This is called the mens. My intention is only to beat you, not to do all that. So that is called mens rea. So measuring of my intention. That to only eat you, not to kill you. So I don't have any intention to kill you. So I should not be punished for killing. I don't have any intention to ensure that everyone will die. No, I don't have intention. I don't have intention to ensure that everyone goes on losses. No, I don't have any intention. That is called consequential damages. So that is the reason I'm saying ignorance of law is no excuse. So you should know the mens rea, you should know your rules, follow your rules. For example, as he rightly said, road rules, yes, while I'm traveling, I should ensure COVID rules, I should follow my mask is there. Okay, I'm also following my mask, but speaking, it's not possible. So sanitizer is carried. So I'm doing my rules. Likewise, I should know it and do it. This is what the legal precautions. And another important point is, as a person, we will have promise with every one of us. Some promise or some promise. Okay, I promise that I will come to this lecture. He promised that he will make all the arrangements. So likewise, so you don't do the promise. So what is the risk in that area? So everything need not be signed. It can be substantiated because oral contract is also valid. So how much time we have? 21 minutes. So the contracts management is what the daily aspect. It can be with the wife and husband also. Because marriage contract, marriage is also marriage. But we follow the religion traditions. Sir, do you know how many traditions are there for Hindu marriage? Total 18 traditional system is followed in our Hindu marriage system. 1-8. Starting from Ganapati Puja to last is Arundhati. Showing Arundhati. Why? Because the spiritual concept here is guiding to ensure. That is the reason you see the Hindu marriage system, even though both husbands and wives fight, they'll survive till their deaths. And can anybody say me that no husband and wife will never fight?
You need to check the records.
It's next to impossible. Same way, the concept of contracts management is likewise. We have to ensure what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do, if I don't do what. That are the points. First, understand the risks, communicate that. So I couldn't able to attend this seminar because I'm having some problem. I'm having cough or something like that, which I'm not supposed to go out because of COVID guidelines. And escalate it. So if I communicated, no response, leave it, call, no response. Not like that, then terminate it, suspend it, escalate the cost, delay interest clause. And afterwards, you escalate, then only they will call for the negotiation. Otherwise, they will not call for negotiation. This fellow will go on calling. Yeah. But if I send a letter, sir, you're supposed to pay 1 lakh, but you're not paid from 1 year. Now the interest we agreed is 36%. And that to compoundable interest we agreed. And we also agreed administrative cost, which you don't pay, another 10% you'll pay. So 1%, 1 lakh, 36% plus compoundable, another 30% plus my general cost expenses, another 30%. So totally another 100% means 1 lakh become 3 lakhs. So now you pay me 3 lakhs. What nonsense you are talking? Why I should give you 3 lakhs? Till then you will not even lift your call. But the communication according to the law, and then discussion, and then settle. This is the good contract management practice. Okay. So contract management, why I should enter into contract? It's not a big contract, small contract. Overall contract is also a contract. And ignorance of law is no excuse. And plaintiff always should come with cleaner. Plaintiff means the person who approaches the court is called a plaintiff or a petitioner. So I have a problem with Disciples India. So I go to Suresh sir, is the court. So I'm a plaintiff. So I should be very clear. I should not do it. So that's the reason the case goes on for years together. So any project, any contract, anywhere, personal, professional contracts are there. If you properly do it, you can avoid the losses. As we said, lending money, we'll do it. But generally we can record it. And you can say that I'm recording, at least now, there's no pronote, but you said some urgent, okay, I'm recording. But if you take from me now, at this moment, I stored this money for some other purpose, which is very much required for me, and you have to give back with me within 30 days. Otherwise, you have to pay me 36% interest and also compoundable interest because I have to pay because I bought the money for 3 rupees outside. And explain why you're charging, because it should not be in the form of penalty. That's another concept. Okay, let us not cover all the things. I think this is enough. So, my dear friends, any contract we draft, so should ensure why, how, what, and just a contract is always there to ensure that you are drafting a proper contract. And our thing is, we make profits, we make contracts work for you. So you enter into a contract, we ensure that your contract is working for you and ensure that whatever project, whatever employability, whatever you are taking profitable without any problems. And we'll guide you, we'll train you. How you have to manage this many contracts, this many vendor contracts, supplier contracts, are your contracts with your subcontractors, your employees. So there is a problem which one of my clients came out and said, okay, this many clients are there. All my employees are leaving and they're using it other way. So what is the contract? So all the problems can be addressed. And a simple mechanism is your own thing, which you are having yourself, which is called Bible. We all have Bible, Mahabharata, or Quran at our homes, but if that is has all the solutions, but all the problems. Same way, our contract also has so many solutions for all our problems. We should understand, we should follow. And we can ensure that your money is not coming. I received around 15 crores without going to the courts. This is a recovery champion award. Without going to the courts. Escalate it, discuss it. Escalate it, discuss it. Solve the problem. Why should we spend time? So still if it goes to the court, your documentation is clear. So you can have an approach. For example, you're not paying me 1 lakh. I can file, if I wanted 1 lakh immediately, I can go to the police station and say, you cheated me and taken my 1 lakh. So day after tomorrow, you will be in the police station, which you have to go to the court, remand, jail, bail, and all these activities. Or you want me to pay, you will pay that 1 lakh. That also can be done. But for that has to be proved. That intention, the mens rea, which I demonstrated. Do you have a mens rea of cheating? That has to be established. If I go to the police station and say, cheating case is filed, what cheating? You go to the civil case. You say that. So the mens rea has to be measured. that you are having a criminal intention of cheating by money and going off. So that I should put in a record and I send it to you and you don't respond to it naturally. That amounts to acceptance. So then I can go for a cheating. Likewise, all the problems can be, we can find out the solutions where the law also helps us. And this claims management services and CLAT coaching by Just Account. So with this contract management approach, reading this many books, now I say, well, what is the more advantage by joining Just Account? You can read it more better. Can anybody say what is the advantage you can get if you want to learn from Just Account?
A lot of regulations have a big list actually. Many times the same points will look like a similar, but it's a different meaning. Maybe. These things,
Terminologies.
yeah, these terminologies you need to understand better.
So understanding and reading it more efficiently, understanding the logic. As I said, every clause or every paragraph, whatever you read, so you can read what is the concept for, why, and what they want from you. So if you read in that perception, then you can make it more easy. If easy demo, she's my daughter. Now she can say me how we can read it more fastly.
You can use keywords, understanding, visualization,
Visualization,
and codes.
okay. What is code?
You are supposed to understand the topic, take out the keywords, and do speed reading.
So we can make it more better. If it is 1,000 pages book also, you can understand the preface or index or the content, headlines, headings. So what is that whole purpose for? What is going to communicate? How it's going to communicate? What is their objective? So you can analyze, you can make your mind to think about it. So your mind gets should, okay, this is what it's saying. So you need not spend all the words for 500 words. You can pick up the 5 keywords in that paragraph, which gives the complete meaning. And you can have a code. So last time we taught Asballam. Can anybody say what is Asballam? It's a code, assault soil, sandy soil, black soil, Latin soil, mountain soil. The code language for all the soils with the words, single letters. So I can remember Asballam for so many years. So making your reading more comfortable is your Just Account. So this CLAT services, CLAT coaching center, understanding the logic, so you can easily succeed in your exams. And another important point, my dear friends, we discussed about contracts management, and 90% of you are not aware before. Means there's a huge demand. Does anybody wants to make losses? Only contracts managers can ensure that loss can be converted into profit because the guidance is being provided in the contract and you're following it. So that is the reason the contracts management industry is growing rapidly. And I started my career in 2004 with around 70K. And after 15 years, it has gone up to more than 40 lakhs. Just imagine 15 years, 70 to 40 lakhs, how many times growth? 50 times?
Yeah.
Can you say me in any industry you can find that much growth? Only in contracts management. And another advantage is you type contracts manager jobs, you can see 2,900 jobs and 522 jobs, 467 jobs, LPOs, BPOs. But there's no course, no university is guiding that course. Only you're just a contract according to the job descriptions with several categories of jobs like LPO jobs or BPO jobs or contract specialist jobs, contract management jobs, and there's no bar that I should be studying law because everyone will sign the contract. Law is not required. That's what we do generally. So, and it's a growing area. And you can see, I demonstrated with documentation according to the survey report, 9.2% revenue shortfall, IACCM. You can see Every company can even say that no company will deal with a contract at all. Is it practically possible? So there are highly paid jobs. Jobs are available. Same thing. And every company is having some write-offs, bad debts, losses, something or 10% is common. And in India it's more. It depends upon industry to industry, but 5 to 10% is normal. And so the huge cost and time on this, I showed you this company shutting down, litigations increasing, your documentation is going on. So we came with a workshop, online, offline, 3 months to 6 months workshops, different job categories, so that you can grab the jobs. Only you have to do the practice, like a workshop and training session, practicing, writing your contract, understanding it, what is the problems. So what is the job description? Job description start. So we'll be guiding on contract management trainings. And this is another important point. Arbitration and litigation management. So you go to the court. That's what I said. I go to the court for getting something, but it depends upon my objective. Whether I want that 10 lakhs, for example, you have to pay me 10 lakhs tomorrow. I need 10 lakhs desperately. Then I will go to the lawyer, file to the court and wait for 10 years. Are you ready to spend for 1 lakh or 2 lakhs? Then I can go for a cheating route and cheating case and I get you 10 lakhs immediately. So any problems, this is only one company. It's not a law firm, but it's a law firm. A prevention is better than cure concept. And working according to the client requirements, working according to your requirements. Because the relationship also plays a vital role. You can have a fight with your wife, every couple has to divorce. That's not the objective. There's a counseling centers, management centers, there's so many other ways. Likewise, the problems can be mitigated. And that's what the awards and all that, because everything we go to the deep root, analyze it, work it, and so that you can get a result. Obviously. So another saying is general litigation system. If I won the case, for example, 10 crores case, I'll go to the court and at the court I will do festival and come home and I'll cry, because for that 10 crores getting, I might be struggling for more than 10 years, spending my time there, spending my money there, and my tension, everything, mental agony, everything will be there. And the person who lost the case will be crying there in the court. So win-win solution is the concept where the contracts and legal management plays a vital role. Any case. So we are working on criminal cases and all the cases, and recent success story. There's a case with regard to 1.5 crore. A finance manager who's working in my company has filed the case with the check bounces. Even though he set several records, recently we got an order that that case was struck out. So likewise, several aspects. It depends upon how you build your documentation and how you submit it and how you prove yourself. So we should work from the scratch, not from the starting line and then go with it. Then it will fall, because without foundation it cannot survive. Everything requires foundation. Am I? All of you agree? So finally, what is our mission? And only with this mission, your knowledge is always a key to success. How many of you agree?
Yes.
And practice makes anyone perfect. So come out of the myths, practice it. You can Google it, know it, learn it. Or still, you can IRIS if you still couldn't. First thing, you can see our gesture content, more than 260 videos are there in our YouTube channel. You can go here and you can always join in our WhatsApp groups, and you dream several things. If you miss contract management, you will be losing it, because you will be ending with some problems. Contract management can 90% show you the way for solving the problems, because that is called the boilerplate clauses. And your success is always our passion. So this is our YouTube channel. You can join. And you can join our WhatsApp group. And the description link is being provided in our YouTube channel. For every video, it's mentioning the link is there. And now, so we are nearby. What's the time now? 6:30. Open for questions online.
Thank
Thank you, sir. It's an eye-opening session.
It's
It's an eye-opening session about the contract management.
This one is coming.
Thank you, sir. It's an eye-opening session. We learned a lot of things, and as you mentioned, knowledge is a key to success. Thanks for providing us a great knowledge about the contract management. And I request audience, if you have any questions about
Anyone?
this
any
contract
questions?
management, any questions about just a contract? Yeah, please.
Carry on.
Can I use?
Huh?
Yeah, please.
Ah,
And one doubt is that
really?
suspension and termination. What are the difference between the suspension and termination?
Good question. So, but I
And one more question, sir. You ಹೇಳಿದ ಅಲ್ವಾ distribute machineries ಇದೆಲ್ಲ two ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನೀವು ಅದು actually 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ
ಏನು
ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಲಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಡ್ಜುಡಿಕೇಶನ್ 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸೊ ನೀವು 2 ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ
what I said? So you did understood properly. Okay. So which topic you are saying? Which topic? At least remind me the topic. 2 point what I'm saying?
Adjudication and arbitration. First one arbitration and for the second one is
No, I just covered overall on the boilerplate clauses. The solutions are there. So some contracts, as you rightly said, the concept is simple to solve the problem. So in big contracts, there are some mediation category will be there. Senior officials team settlement will be there. Second goes to mediation. Third goes to adjudication. Fourth goes to arbitration. Or I can directly go to arbitration. It all depends how you agree according to the requirement, according to the value, according to the loss, quantifications, several other things. That is your second question. Now, what is the first question?
suspension and termination.
Very good question. Suspension and termination. Suspend means termination is completely diverse for easy understanding. So you all bye bye, see you. You do whatever you want to do. I will do whatever I want to do. Ram bye bye. So over. Termination cut completely. Suspension is like okay, we not terminated. We didn't got divorced. We are living together, but we are staying differently or in the separate houses, but we can reconcile it and we can get it back. So the suspension can be in several reasons. For example, because of COVID-19, several areas got suspended. Malls, you cannot go. So those people are not getting salaries. The people who are working in the malls, several things. So suspensions can happen because it's a government rule. We are helpless. Likewise, we can do something or we should not do something. For example, there is an earthquake today. This event will be suspended. It will not be terminated. It will be postponed. Or it can be preponed. So that is the difference between suspension and termination. So any other questions?
Sir, there are some questions.
Yes.
This arbitrator, you told me, no? There is something criteria differently. Normally, what happens in a contract, for example, the cell phone contract or a loan contract, even the between two people contract is mismatched, the arbitrator will play a huge lot of such things. So, is there any law to limit the arbitrator, or arbitrator can take extreme steps? Because you told arbitrator is also equal to a judicial.
Go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good point. So just this is an overall session which I want to cover. The point here is the arbitration is just like a court. No. Go back. You can go to boilerplate process. Boilerplate process. Yeah. Arbitration. So arbitration means, for example, if you have a problem, what you will do? You'll go to the court, right? So now 3.3 crores cases are pending in the courts now across the country. So you can hire your own court. Their arbitration is have a process. So in the contract, we can write it down the process clearly. So for example, the arbitration will be having a 3-panel arbitrator or 5-panel arbitrator or a sole arbitrator. So the first point comes appointment of the arbitrator. For example, if it's a 3-panel arbitrator, I can appoint my arbitrator. As it's the other party, you can appoint your arbitrator. And both the appointed arbitrators can appoint the third arbitrator. So the panel is constituted. So once the panel is constituted, what the panel is supposed to do? So the panel can do, they can ask any details, informations, whatever is required. And what are the costs for the panel has to decide. We can mention the panel has to decide the cost. For example, where the panel has to sit and do the adjudication is in Bangalore. They should come and sit in the Bangalore. So that also we can mention in the contract clearance. So Bangalore, and whatever the decision they give, they should be giving a reasonable award. Means they should explain why they are saying Vijay Krishna claim is correct. Why they are saying Shiv claim is not correct? Why? They have to answer that why. Once they answer that why, these are the restrictions we can put. And we can also put the arbitrator should be a judicial person. The arbitrator should be an engineer. The arbitrator should be an architect who is in that area. So arbitrator, clearly the rules are there according to the act. Even though he is not, that's what I said, even though he is not a judge, he can do the adjudication. And he can substantiate, he has to substantiate. He has to give a reasonable award. He has to give a minimal notice to the other party. All these activities. So if I go on, this is a big gag. So you can go for the next question.
One question, sir. Please. What is the difference between contract, agreement, and MOU?
Very good question. So how many of you agree with me that MOU is not a contract?
It is a clause, right?
MOU is not a contract, yes or no? So can you check with the online also?
It is not a contract.
It's a contract, what I feel, because it's an understanding. Acceptable understanding terms. MOU is a contract as per me, at present knowledge.
So the concept here, again, we'll go back. You can go back at the first slide. So offer, acceptance, consideration, legally enforceable, even though you don't sign, is a contract. Even though you don't register, is a contract. Even though you don't write, is a contract. You say it's understanding for what? So there is an offer, there's an acceptance, and there is a consideration once you do this. So there's a consideration, and that is legally permitted. Once it is legally permitted, obviously it's a contract. You call it as a memorandum of understanding, you call it as a joint venture agreement, you call it a consortium agreement, you name it anything. You name it as Suresh agreement. What is the issue? You name it a disciple in agreement. So memorandum of understanding, the concept should be there where the document should clearly substantiate. That is the reason you go back to the contract. Yeah, go little bit. Next. Next. So this is the concept. Any contract, cost title means details of the parties. So, and general clauses and preamble. Preamble means why, how, what concept, and also the concept of offer, acceptance, consideration, and legally binding is the concept where they say the preface. That is called the preamble. So, and operating, what we have to do. And if it's not happening, what is the issue? If it's not happening. Next question. I think I'm answered. You people should stop me, otherwise it goes on.
But subject itself is like this, actually.
Fortunately,
Yeah.
fortunately, somebody asked me a question. I'm so happy. You should go on.
Yeah. Sir, and my question about Just a contract. Like, how is your service? Like, how we can become member? Especially for me, my intention is you have shown me like a huge opportunity for a contract management kind of a job. So, to eligible for that, how can I develop, or how I can become a member for this?
This is very happiest question I can say. Thank you for putting me this question.
Thank you.
So there are 2 points. One is this industry is a known industry, but unfortunately is neglected. And this industry is having huge opportunities. That's what I'm showing. From past 15 years, I am in the industry. I didn't got any masters in this contract management. Only my practice taught me this. And I became master in this area. So whole world accepted it that I became a master. So now the jobs are available. People looking for no jobs, nothing. I didn't do BL, I do only BA, I'm not getting a job. This role, everyone deal into the contract. You know some techniques in this workshop, 3 months workshop. So where you can develop your career. And you can, we also guide you not only with regard to professional skills, also the attitude skills. That's what I'm discussing with Suresh sir. Attitude plays a vital role. Without attitude, without your presentation skills, you don't work. Today I show awards, but if I go on sleeping, I talk something, nobody hears. I'm so planned myself, communicated properly. So people accept it. So same way, the interview skills, how do you present your things? And that's what I said, demo, keywords, concept, understanding. So you understand everything logically. So you can be part in the workshop. And if you're working with your contracts, your projects, we are always there to do contracts from start to end. So what is our thing generally happens is legal framework. Okay, legal done, all documents signed. Okay, now we are going in. It will never work like that. And that will end up with litigations. So how it has to be worked is what I'm supposed to do, what you're supposed to do. If we both are unable to do, what is the solution? And what is the legal? So legal is last in your contract documentation. Your understanding plays a vital role. And how you are supposed to do the journey. So that plays a vital role. So you're most welcome. You can explore the opportunities and you can select there. You can see the name of the company. Whoever joined in our workshop, I'm saying you select your company now. You want to work in Accenture. So just go and research about Accenture. You want to work in this one, Infosys. What is their Infosys practice? What is their areas? What is they focus on? What is the working culture? Are you happy with their working culture? You focus on that only because the jobs are available, because nobody is trained. And there's no university which is guiding on the workshop. And what all the job description, that's what I'm trying to explain. But we have to go in detail. This one of our workshop, you cannot get a job tomorrow.
What qualification is required to take up this?
Generally, the graduations is what is asked for all the jobs, graduation. So it depends upon areas. For example, BPOs are asking only for graduation that you have some knowledge. And some are asking lawyers. And some are asking engineers only. For practical projects, they're asking engineers. So graduates. So it depends. You go on the graduate, but you have a contract management skill. So you can take any job responsibility. So in that area, we are guiding in these workshops.
Is this course only limited to India region or across the world? Can this?
As of now, we are going with Clear India basis. Very clear. But I'm having international students also. Okay. So I have students with from Oman also, but he's an Indian, like that. So he's upgrading his skill. He's already working and he's upgrading his skill. And so I have a student who is having around 52 years old, who's already taking the project. He's also my student and he's upgrading his skill on contract management. Any other questions? All done. So all of you became contract management experts now.
More questions in chat box. Do we have any questions in chat box or any of virtual participants? You can unmute and you can ask your questions. If you want to give any feedback, please unmute and you can give your feedback. This is what happens. Virtual sessions will be more silent.
Okay, so one person, Lalita, she's asking for your WhatsApp number.
Okay. Type it down. 99866 21585.
998
66 21585.
215
85.
998.
This is the happiest question. Next question. You having any question? So you became a contracts expert now.
No, still no.
Still no?
I feel I'm some part in the journey. Yeah.
You like it?
Yes.
Great.
As I rightly said, it's a practice, daily practice. One day you cannot become an expert. So daily practice, as she told, every day keywords, pick up the keywords, terminologies, read more.
So that's what she, one more point she missed out. Previously, mugging practice we all follow because it started from our tables. From our tables, by our thing only, the concept. So with that mugging concept, we missed several areas. We understand what it is for. Everything should have some purpose. So I'm giving this session, you are coming for learning knowledge, I'm trying to share my knowledge which can help you. Because we all enter into the contract, there's no doubt about it. So I became a master in that area by understanding, making it to the common person now. Normal, everyone is involved in the contract. So how you handle it more properly, you can be more safe. That's a prevention is better than cure. Any other questions?
Any other questions from any audience in virtual? Geeta ma'am, I can see you on live. You have any questions on contract management?
I think you can leave the
Tomorrow in office, she will ask me about the contract management. My colleague is there in good call. So
Hi. Hi.
Yes, sorry. Anyone? Okay.
Suresh sir, have you felt the session? How many joins from online?
It was 22, it's now 18.
Good number.
Thank you, sir. We have a small memento for you, sir. Please sit here.
There, huh?
It's our disciple tradition. Request.
After long study,
Thank you very much for the great eye-opening learning session, sir. And a small thanks memento from disciples. Yeah. Yes, sir. It's a tradition of the Thanksgiving tradition of disciples. Thanks for the eye-opening session, sir. Yeah. So people who want to network with us, we can connect with disciples.
Sure.
And hope you all, even people who are in virtual, have a disciple contacts. Yeah, we will all take one group photo.
Sure.
Yes, you can see disciples contact disciple team members contact details in the screen. So people who want to join a membership for Disciple Learning Forum, you can connect with us. Yeah,
Come follow.
Hey, come.
so small photo session will be happening now. Your selfie.
Great.
Thank you.
Super. First. Disconnected.
Still is there, sir. Thank you. We'll all stand up for a national anthem. This is our closing session. After the national anthem, we'll be ending this session.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे मानव भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
जन गण मन अधि
Padmavati, let's put it in a cover and give it to you.
I should thank her first. First time hearing about me. It's a really tough journey for me to recollect.
Thanks to all the
They are a secret question. I don't.
Thank you all virtual participants for joining us. So
Happy
we'll be ending
weekend.
the session. Happy weekend.
Take care.
Take care.
Huh?
End of the meeting.
Sir, these are
You
feedbacks.
can open actually.
Feedbacks. Thanks for the thoughtful session by Vijay Krishna and Dil. Very informative session. Thank you.
So can you make a screenshot and send the WhatsApp?
Yes.
Informative session. Good.
Take the photo.
Taking the photo. Okay.
You can also stand here. Sir, you can stand this at this pillow. With your feedback. Little side, sir. So you enter single, little side. Single side. No.
Yes, this is readable. Great.
Yeah.
Readable.
Okay.
Okay. Readable. Not
Not
much.
like